Hey everybody, welcome back. Where today I'm angry. I don't really know if I'm angry. I just have a lot of strong opinions that I would like to share with you. If you haven't heard, somebody hacked the servers down at GameFreak and stole about 1 terabyte worth of information that is still being combed through. This new stuff coming out every day. If you're not following it, great, perfect. That's probably the morally correct thing to do. If you're me and you have Twitter and you just see the things on Twitter and you go, ooh, neat, this is probably the right video for you. But basically, 1 terabyte of information was hacked, was stolen from GameFreak's system, and obviously I am the last person that's going to go, boo-hoo, the corporation got something stole from them. I don't care about that part of the situation all really that much. Obviously, it's not legally correct, but is it really going to hurt GameFreak? No, probably not. See, the stuff that I want to talk about is how these things have affected and might affect the fan base going forward. And like I said, I have kind of some like strong opinions about it. So let's just jump right into it. First, let's talk about the Sinnoh lore that came out. You see, in Sinnoh, there's this like books in the library that basically say that long ago humans and Pokemon were basically considered the same thing, and you don't really get a whole lot out of it. I think maybe there's like 1 or 2 stories in there. They're not super impactful, but inside of this leak, allegedly, there were more stories, including more Pokemon, and these stories, as they were translated initially, were absolutely insane. The one that I read that I remember most clearly, basically this guy is like walking down the beach and he finds an octillery and he pleasures himself with the octillery and throws it into the ocean several times in a row, and then there's just a baby on the beach. Like the octillery like comes into him in a dream and says, "My love, our child will show up on the beach," and he finds a baby on the beach and he raises it. Like this is the level of like ridiculous, like weird stuff that's in these stories. And like whatever, I read these and I was like, like this is how folklore usually goes. This isn't that weird. Like this is just some like weird story that you hear. Like if you ever like really read like any like fairy tale or like folklore story, like they're pretty weird. And they usually include stuff like this. So for me, I was like, like whatever. This doesn't really like affect anything really. But there were other stories. There was one about like a Typhlosion that allegedly like stole up a little girl and forced her to marry him. There's one about like a Slacking that like did some unsavory things. There's one about like a Lapras that somebody married or something. And the memes have been out of control. There have been so many posts, so many memes, so many people just posting a picture of Typhlosion and saying, "Rate my new team." And honestly, it's frustrating me to no end now because there is no end to them. I want them to stop. I really just want to stop seeing them, and they just keep coming. And every day you see more, and I'm tired. I'm tired. I want them to stop. So that's kind of that part of the race. I just wanted them to stop, but it came out a few days ago. These were actually translated not very well, and a lot of the nuances left behind, but also that all of these stories are actually just regular Japanese folklore stories about yokai, and like animals, kind of like, you ever read an Aesop's Fable? They're kind of like Aesop's Fables, but like, Japanese folklore. These are literally just regular Japanese folklore stories, and they replaced all the yokai and the animals with Pokemon, which makes a lot of sense. Like I said, that's kind of what I figured. That's what they read like. Even with the bad translations. So if you're an AndyLaVGC fan, you're watching this video, please leave Typhlosion alone. He didn't do anything wrong, all right? It was the Badger yokai. Blame him. Don't blame Typhlosion, please. The next thing I want to talk about is probably the worst thing to come out of this. The information of a ton of GameFreak employees was leaked as part of this, and that's not okay. Like straight up, all of these people got doxxed, and that's not cool. Like stealing, like all the other stuff, like the lore and like the concept art and like all that stuff. Whatever. GameFreak was probably never gonna give us that stuff. Like it's just cool to look at. Information of former and present GameFreak employees is not okay. That is not stuff that the hackers should have released. Like they obviously have a conscience. there's other stuff in there that they said they will not release, but for whatever reason, we have all this information about a bunch of GameFreak employees that we shouldn't have, and I just think that's awful. That's terrible. Look, having all of this concept art and stuff is really neat. It's not worth potentially endangering the lives of GameFreak employees, because they're just employees. They're not the evil corporation that just wants to make money. They're employee. They just work there. You know what I mean? I just work here. Like, as somebody who's worked in the tourism industry for his entire life, basically, that's a sentiment I can understand. I just work here. I don't make the decisions. They just work here. They don't make the decisions. And obviously, through a lot of this concept art, you can tell that these employees want to make like these phenomenal things, and they just don't get to, because that doesn't align with the goals of the company, which is, the problem when you have to sell yourself to you have to sell your art to people. That's just kind of how it works. So, I don't know. There's no way. There's no going back now. It's already happened. I can't do anything about it. It just sucks that it had to happen this way, and it's really unfortunate. And I just wanted take a second to talk about it. Let's talk about concept art. The concept art is amazing. Honestly, GameFreak could probably be making so much money releasing this concept art to us in like concept art books and like all this kinds of stuff. It's all like so great. There's so many like really cool Pokemon designs. It's really interesting seeing the beta designs for some Pokemon. Like, I'm not gonna like insert any of it into here because I don't want this video to get taken down if they, for whatever reason, decide to start going after people. I just want to talk about my feelings. Sorry. But like, look at the beta designs for like Cacturn. It looks like some crazy monster and it's ridiculous. The Slacking looks so funny. Beta Zigzagoon is literally baby. Like, it's all this, and it's not just Pokemon. It's like trainers. You get like personality sheets for like all these like gym leaders and stuff. And it's all this just amazing stuff. And if they sold it to us, everybody would buy it. There would be hours and hours of Did You Know Gaming videos about Pokemon beta art and stuff. And now I think probably since it was all leaked like this, we might not get those videos for a while, even though I would watch the heck out of a 2-hour compilation of Did You Know Gaming video just all about the Terra leak. I'm part of the problem. I'm sorry. Pokemon fan, ooh, shiny thing. Yeah, that's me sometimes. But I think the part about all of this concept art getting leaked is that it's very obvious that sometimes they do go back and use these discarded Pokemon designs again. I can't think of a specific example off the top of my head because I didn't bother to find it before I did. But I remember in the Nintendo like Giga Leak, there was like beta designs for like Gen 1 and Gen 2, and I think some of those Pokemon ended up getting made in like generations later. So it's very obvious to me that they sometimes they do go back and like revisit these old Pokemon designs that were scrapped and like make them into actual Pokemon. And now what I'm wondering is, the cat's already out of the bag. Are they just gonna not revisit any of these designs that have been leaked? Like, I can see a world where they go, well, this isn't fresh and new anymore. Everybody already knows about this thing that we were making. They're not going to be excited to see this Pokemon now. Like we're just not going to make it, Rest in peace to the Breloom that looks like a peanut Pokemon. Rest in peace, just a lot. I can't, obviously, I don't have them in front of me, but there's a lot of beta designs that weren't made into Pokemon that just look really cool. Or lots of pre-evolutions or evolutions for Pokemon that we never got. Like originally Hariyama was a 3-stage line, and it looks really cool. And it's just not gonna happen. I think originally Hydreigon looked like a tank. That's a really cool concept art. We're never gonna get a Hydreigon Pokemon that's a tank. Now they're just gonna go, cat's out of the bag. It's not fresh. It's not cool anymore. I can see a world where that is the mindset that GameFreak has about this sort of thing, and they just never revisit those old Pokemon designs again. I think, honestly, it's kind of a lost, not only for us, the fans, we don't get to have these cool Pokemon that now we know about and we want, but for the original artists that made them, there's always a chance. There's always a chance that they could go back and make, your passion Pokemon design later on, and it's not gonna happen now, maybe. And I just think that's sad. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but I feel pretty strongly about. I just think they might not do it now. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. I have this feeling in my gut that says that they won't do it. And I don't know. I think that's just kind of sad. We're just gonna miss out on all these mons now that they've been leaked. You know. Before we go any further, it's getting cold out. Even here in Florida, we have a cold front. It's getting warm again. Actually, it's too hot for me to be wearing this sweater, but I wanted to show you my cool sweater. This is called matching hoodies. It is Poliwhirl wearing the same hoodie that you are wearing, the way that it is designed. No matter which color hoodie you buy, you will always be wearing the same color hoodie as your Poliwhirl, which is very cute. I really love. This is my favorite sweater. Legitimately, this is my favorite sweater. I make all my merchandise because I think it's cool, and I price it literally as low as it will let me price it on the website, just because I think it's cool. So if you want to match sweaters with your Poliwhirl, you can do that too. Though there's a link to the merch store down in the description. I'm sure I'll figure out how to put like a tag in the video or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Another thing that came out in this is potentially the Switch's code name. I want to say it's ounce. Or like it's like abbreviated to like OZ, which I guess could be like Oz, but it's really cool. I think a lot of the time we find out about the code name for the new system pretty far ahead of time. Like the Switch's code name, NX, we knew about it for years. Like they announced the NX was coming like maybe 2 years before it actually came out, which is so interesting. I don't know. It was so interesting to know about it. I think they were just like, hey, we know the Wii U's not doing very good, but we need to save face in front of our shareholders. So we're working on a thing. Don't worry. We're working on something. It's going to be big. I promise. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to like dig into what could it mean. Some of them, like the GameCube was literally called Dolphin internally. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? But ounce is just a very interesting thing. I don't know. It makes you think about weight. Like, it feels like such a deliberate name that it has to have something to do with the system, and I just have no idea what that is. Kind of the last thing that we know is in this Terra leak is a playable version of Pokemon Legends ZA. And this is big, right? If this like actually leaks to the public, it would be really bad for GameFreak. Obviously, like I said, I'm not gonna like cry. You know, I'm not gonna boohoo. The corporation lost money. It's fine. Pokemon Company's not going anywhere. It's the largest media franchise on Earth. But it leaked, and something in my gut says that if the public gets a hold of this playable version of the game, that bad things might happen. It might deter GameFreak from ever like making something like this again. I don't know. Maybe you know they'll just lose trust in their consumer base. I have no idea. It hasn't leaked. And obviously, you know, the people who are releasing this information has said that they will not leak it, but that didn't stop them from doxing a bunch of Game Freak employees. So, but, you know, forgive me if I'm a little skeptical. They said they will not leak it, but they have played it, and they said it was fun. And you know what? Considering there's been a drought of information about this game, we literally have one trailer. I just gotta. Y'all be getting a bunch of like political text messages. They're really starting to bother me. I'm so sick of getting political text messages. My goodness. They said it's good, and that's good. There's been such a drought of information. I understand. Like, there's been a drought of information. We're all so hungry to get information about Legends ZA. We all want to like sink our teeth in and like really like know what's going on with that game, because right now we don't know anything. All we know is that there's Mega Evolution in it. Really, that's really all that we know. But I just have, I don't know if maybe it's an irrational fear. I have this irrational fear that if this game actually leaks to the public and people are able to play it ahead of time, that bad things are going to happen. And obviously, I don't want bad things to happen, because it's not bad things for Game Freak. Like great, the game will probably sell even if people play it ahead of the time. It'll probably sell. It'll probably do great. But I don't want bad things to happen to the community. All right, like this is what I've chosen to stake my YouTube following on is competitive Pokemon specifically, which is very niche, and it's, you know, probably a bad decision on my part, but it is something that I'm passionate about. And if bad things happen to the entire Pokemon community, then bad things happen to the VGC community. And I don't want that. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe I'm, a little scaredy cat. I don't know. But I just have strong feelings. And, that's why I made this video. That's why I wanted to share. I know it's like, a silly little off-the-cuff video. It's not going to be super edited, right? There's probably just, like, battle footage playing behind me or something. But I just kind of wanted to talk about it. This Terra Leaks, amazing for fans. And there's so many, like, amazing things that I got another political text message. Literally, it's been less than a minute since the last one. Jesus Christ. What was I saying? Oh. It's been really great for fans. Like, we've gotten, like, so much information from it. Like, it's really cool to see all this stuff. I wish that there was a way for us to see this stuff legitimately, because I know if there was, that, like, everybody would jump in on it. But this is the way that it happened, and probably it's the only way that it was going to happen. And it is really cool to see, and it's, like, been really fun, like, seeing all this stuff, right? Like, I would literally die for Beta Zigzagoon. But I don't know. It just gives me a bad feeling in my stomach. Not because I feel bad for GameFreak, but because I'm scared what might happen because of this. And yeah, I don't know. Feel free to be excited about stuff. Like, it's already out there. There's no reason to not be excited about it now. It's already out there. The cat is out of the bag. Pandora's box has been opened. The genie's out of the bottle. But I guess only time will tell if, like, something bad is going to happen. Obviously, we know from this leak that a lot of future games were changed in a lot of ways because of the American reception to Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. There were originally going to be more new Pokemon in Black 2 and White 2, and because of the reception of Black and White, they said, all right, well, we're not going to make these, 150 new Pokemon or whatever it was. We're just going to throw Charizard in there because people want to see Charizard. And honestly, Charizard's kind of been Game Freak's little favorite boy since then. So, the stuff that we do does change what happens. And hopefully the stuff that we're doing right now isn't going to change what happens for the worse. But yeah, if you like my little tiny video here, go ahead, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you want to see in the future. I'm thinking about doing more just kind of like videos like this where I just kind of talk. I want to do a video about the Pokemon that aren't in Scarlet and Violet, like the ones that I missed the most. I think that'll be a fun video. I want to do a video about the future of competitive Pokemon. I have like a weird theory. If you want to see that, like the video, subscribe, comment down below. But yeah, we're just trying to grow. Like I said, this is a very niche audience. So if you are into Pokemon VGC, there are way more content creators than I think the community can sustain. So if you like me, if you're into this guy right here, go ahead and subscribe. Stick around for a while. But with that, everyone, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time. Very special thank you to all of my YouTube channel members, especially those in the AndyLaVGC tier, including Cosmic Pharaoh, Colton, and Good Morning B. Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was struggling. Came from a gen where power creep wasn't coming in. Face long, stats tight, defense up, shack height. Sturdy on me, sash like, got the TM last night. Hit me with that good move, make this mountain act right. Bast boys, better hit that builder. I know that's right, big bad.